Well, greeting folks, I'm gonna be showing you the deck that I used to actually get to Master Rank pre-rotation for Journey Together. So here's the deck that I used to actually get to Master Rank. So this deck basically contained a post-rotation format. We don't have any V card or V Max card. So no Lumineon, no Radiant Greninja, or any of those stuff. And the reason for that is because I don't want to craft them, waste my crafting points, and already waste a lot trying to build this deck. So let's talk about the lineup here first. Okay, for our Pokemon lineup, we're gonna be using 4 Iron Thorn, 3 Dreepy, 3 Dragoncloak, 2 Dragapult, 2 Cornerstone Ogerpon, and 1 Fezandipiti. For our supporter, we're gonna be using 4 Crispin, 4 Arven, 2 Iono, 2 Boss's Order, and 1 Professor Turo. And for our item, we're gonna be using 3 Buddy-Buddy Poffin, 3 Pokégear, 2 Ultra Ball, 2 Rare Candy, 1 Night Stretcher, 1 Nest Ball, 1 Earthen Vessel, and 1 Counter Catcher, 1 Super Rod, 1 Switch. And for our tools, we're gonna be using 2 TM Evo, 1 Rescue Board, 1 Future Booster Energy, and 1 Sparkling Crystal. And the stadium is gonna be a town store. Our energy lineup, basically 3 fire, 3 psychic energy, 2 lightning, 2 fighting. So that's basically our deck, and time to actually talk about it, why I actually choose the way it is. So we're using 4 Iron Thorn and 3 Dreepy is because statistically we're gonna be opening up Iron Thorn a lot more, and we want him to be inactive a lot more. And the reason why we want Iron Thorn to be inactive is because of initialization. This Pokemon basically shut down any ability that they have unless they're, not EX or V or stuff like that. So basically, Dragoncloak is good, but, Fezandipiti is not. And during their prismatic evolution, there was a lot of EX that uses an ability like Tiltmas Ogerpon, and all the V card like Rotom V or Luminion V. And the reason why we also have Iron Thorn inactive is because after an attack, it can switch his energy into your different mons, and you don't really wanna give energy to Dreepy, and since you're gonna be evolving your bench Dreepy a lot more than your active one. And the reason for that is because we're using TM Evo as our engine to get ourselves a Dragoncloak at the second turn. Then the follow-up for that, we're gonna be getting ourselves a Dragapult right away. So there's 2 ways for us to get ourselves TM Evo at the beginning of the game. Actually 3 technically, because you can draw it, and we can use Arven, and then after that we can use Town Store to actually get a TM Evo. Since we're running 10 energies, we don't really have to worry about getting energy to actually use TM Evo here. Or, we can just use Crispin to actually get the energy. And after that, we can use, Earthen Vessel if we don't have Crispin. But the search Pokemon is basically, we're going to be using Buddy-Buddy Poffin instead of Precious Trolley. I really hate Precious Trolley here, and the reason for that is because it's a one-off, and it also fill up your bench for unnecessary reason, and you can actually just get yourself 2 mons and that's it. But Buddy-Buddy Poffin can do that anyway, so you're wasting a spec for that. And the only benefit of using Precious Trolley basically is to get yourself an EX mon such as a Cornerstone, Ogerpon, or Fezandipiti, or another Iron Thorn. That's about it. And Buddy-Buddy Poffin can't really do that since it's only 70 HP or less. And those mon that you can put in your bench basically can get bosses ordered, and there's no way for you to switch out because you're only running 1 switch and 1 rescue board. Plus there's better ace spec that you can be using, such as Prime Catcher, to actually switch to your other Dragapult. And then after that, you can use a maximum bolt for that extra 50 damage to basically 1-hit KOs certain mons. Then you have sparkling crystals, basically, just having 2 Dragapult that has a right away, or you can have unfair stamp, or you can use a hero escape if you have 1 Dragapult, and that's basically the ace spec there. So I hate facing walls, to be honest, but if we're against a melodic, we can just use Iron Thorn. But if we're against a Espeon or Mimikyu, they're basically annoying to deal with, and Cornerstone Ogerpon basically stopped that, and the reason for that is because of Demolish. This attack isn't affected by any resistance or weakness or in the active mod, so basically Cornerstone just roll over that. So Crispin is basically our energy acceleration. Arven is basically to search out any items that we need or our tools. Iono is basically to disrupt your opponent's turn or reset your hand to a better one. Boss's Order is basically switch out their mons to actually knocked out after using Dragapult or lock them out. We can also use counter capture if we're in a losing price trade. And Professor Turo basically heals your mon that's almost getting knocked out. And Pokégear just to search out your Arven or your Crispin in either one of those two, because you're gonna be using them a lot more. And Iono and Boss's Order and Turo is just for a disruption or save your mons. And the Ultra Ball is basically to search your Dragapult, Cornerstone, or Fezandipiti. And the Nest Ball is basically to search Cornerstone and Fezandipiti or Iron Thorn, but most likely Iron Thorn is gonna be your active anyway. And the reason why I'm running 2 rare candies, because sometimes we just want to accelerate to Dragapult right away and just start blasting with Phantom Dive and with sparkling crystals, basically a regular Dragapult deck. And another reason why we're using rare candies is because we can use Night Stretcher and Super Rod to actually get them back in our deck or our hand, and use that rare candy to accelerate to a Dragapult right away, and Crispin to actually put the energy on Dragapult or Sparkling Crystals. And yeah, most likely Sparkling Crystal is gonna be in your first Dragapult, so it's most likely gonna be in your graveyard. And the tools basically separate explanatory here. The amiibo just to evolve your Dreepy to Drakloak. Rescue board is the freaky switch for your Dragapult or your Fezandipiti or your corner Ogerpon, just in case there's those two are stuck inactive, so you can switch to Dragapult right away since we're only running 1 switch here. And if boost energies, just to give your Iron Thorn basically a free switch. And Sparkling Crystal, for that instant Dragapult damage right away, since we don't really have to worry about 2 energy, you just need to worry about 1 energy at that point. So yeah, that's the deck that I basically used to get ourselves to Master League. And they did change how Master League works. We don't really have the Arceus League we just have the Master League right away, and yeah, that's about it. So kinda disappointed, but at the same time it's kind of a bit shorter now. We just have to get ourselves Master League. Don't have to worry about it. I think they did change how the ranking systems work, so you don't really face lower tier now. You're mostly gonna be facing the same tier, so it is a bit more harder. But we'll see in the next format, because I'm still working on the battle pass, and yeah, don't really have time. But I might just do it again, because I most likely have 6 days left to actually get to Master League. So yeah. Well, that was all, folks, and hopefully you enjoyed the video, and hopefully you like and subscribe and comment and share the video, and I'll see everyone later.